Hello everyone, this is Val Lemoyne, CEO of the Real Estate Made Easy Group, powered by Keller Williams. Today we're going to discuss, is the real estate market going to crash? Or are we in a bubble? Let's write that down, crash or bubble. So let's look at the facts. Since the pandemic started, we went up 32% in 2 years. That is crazy. 32% in 2 years. I mean, we can't keep on sustaining that pace indefinitely, right? The real estate market is just like any other commodity. It's like it goes up and down, but tracking usually up. And that's a healthy market, just to see it go up, go down, and correct. So this, at the top pricing right here, that would be a great time to sell. And when at the bottom right here, that would be a great time to buy right here. So usually the real estate market cycles go in 7 to 8 years. So right now we're 2 cycles in what looks like this. And so this would have been like 2009 right here, and that's today. And so what does that mean? Right now, it is super difficult for first-time home buyers to buy houses. 32% in the last 2 years. Part of the reason for that was the low interest rates. Let's look at housing affordability. There are 3 things that you have to take into consideration for housing affordability. The first one is the interest rate. Then we've got household income. And finally, the house prices. The interest rates in the last 2 years have gone up 2%. The household income in the last 2 years has gone up about 11%. The house prices, as we mentioned, have gone up 32%. So let's see what that looks like. So if somebody was looking at a $350,000 house, and that $350,000 house, gotta grab my calculator here. 350,000 times 1.32. So that $350,000 house today is worth $462,000. So 2 years ago, $462,000 house was worth $350,000. So the next thing that we're going to look at is going to be the amortization calculator. There's an app, it's free. You can also find it online. They have some that are paid, but most of them are free. So if you look at a house that's $350,000 at 2.75% APR, that comes out to a principal and interest payment of $1,428. For the same $350,000 house, if we look at an 4.875%, which is the current interest rate, that comes out to $1,852 per month. That is a difference of $430 for the exact same house. A house that was worth $350,000 a few months ago, where you could get something close to 3%, your monthly payment is $1,428. At 4.875%, which is the current interest rate, your monthly payment is $1,852. That's a chunk, $430 that are all going to interest. So that's definitely something that's hurting the buyers right now, because same houses cost more. So the affordability is going down. It is less affordable currently. Is that going to cause a correction or a crash in the real estate market? And in my humble opinion, the answer is still no. So are we going to have a crash or a bubble? No. And here's why. This is the lowest inventory that we've ever had in the history of real estate. So even though the interest rates are going up, the real estate market is protected by how little inventory there is to offer. The buyer demand is at an all-time high right now. So that's part of the situation here. So let's look at that. A lot of millennials are now at home buying age. They've seen their friends buy houses. The rents are going through the roof. So that's extra motivation for them to go buy a house because their rents are going up. They also are financially secure. They've accrued money for the down payment. So we're getting a big influx in buyers.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Come on, man, I didn't know that. All right, cool. Do I think we're in a bubble is basically what you're asking me. I do not. I feel like if you compare to previous years, previous experiences with the market, particularly the big crashes, those had everything to do with absorption rate. And what absorption rate basically means is today with the market, what's coming into the market to bring everything back to zero. So back then it was like 11 months. Like there was a lot of inventory. Now it's like 1 month. So our absorption rate doesn't match. So in my opinion, we don't have the inventory that's going to cause the crash.
Got it. So even with the interest rates going up, you're not concerned?
We're still at generational lows. I mean, so today we were at a 4.8 for a 720 credit score. Last week we were at a 4.1. So obviously it's going up, but we're still generational lows. I mean, we can think about our parents were at like 8s, 7s, you know, so we're still solid. We're still good. I think people are a little freaked out because they can be, because there's a change happening, but particularly in the Atlanta market, I think that it is 100% a seller's market, and there's no better time to put your house out there. And on the reverse, for a buyer, don't wait. Get in.
Before it keeps going up.
Exactly. It's time. It's
There
time.
you go. Thanks so much, Joni. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
Andrew's an agent with us at Keller Williams here. Andrew, tell us, do you think that we are in a bubble or going towards a correction in the real estate market?
I think we're going to have a little bit of a correction. Not seeing the appreciation at 10 to 20%, go back down to the historical average for the past 120 years at 4 to 6%. That's when I'm going to see the kind of the breadth of the market. But things are starting to slow down a hair. We're seeing a little bit more longer days on market.
Do you think we're going to have a crash like 2008?
Absolutely not. There's too many policies implemented at the lending, the building, and the appraisal level.
And so how long down the road do you think we'll see the correction?
I think it may happen by the end of the year, especially with interest rates going up exponentially. I mean, if you look in the past 3 weeks, interest rates have risen more than they've risen in years, in the past 3 weeks. So that's going to definitely hold off on some buying power, so kind of even it back out.
Thanks so much for sharing.
Absolutely. God bless.
And Tony, I just did a video on whether or not the real estate market is going to correct or bubble or go into a crash. And what do you think we're looking at?
I honestly believe that it's going to just remain as hot as it is.
Yeah.
And the reason being is just because there's still no inventory, there's still nothing to buy, and there's still land to build. So I don't believe it's going to obviously go into the crash of 2008, because that was a numbers game, right? They were given the wrong numbers, $300,000-$400,000 house to people that couldn't afford it, but their credit was right? So it couldn't correct. They had to crash in order to fix itself. Now I really believe it's on the verge of staying this way just because of the amount of people looking for homes. We have to realize that these 20-year-olds are now noticing that, hey, I can buy a home. I don't have to wait till I'm 40 and 50 like my parents did or like my grandparents did. I can do it now. So I feel like there's still such an enormous amount of people looking to purchase a home. So I feel like it's just going to stay on the climb. Now, it might not be that $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 over asking price, right? I don't believe we're there anymore. But I still believe I just put in an offer and it was accepted. We leased $5,000 over the appraisal value. So I believe it's going to stay like this for quite some time.
Okay. Thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely,
I
dude.
appreciate it.
Glad I could help.
Let's just say that a correction was going to come. If that was going to be the case, the best way to prepare yourself is to accumulate a bunch of cash. Because when correction time comes, there's going to be some motivated sellers out there, and there aren't going to be as many buyers. And so if you have cash and you're able to close quickly, then that's how you create opportunities for yourself. But again, in my humble opinion, that's not going to be happening anytime soon. But if you want to get ready, that's how you get ready. Start accruing some cash for some potential deals that are going to be popping up. This is Val Lemoyne giving you a snapshot of the real estate market in April 2022. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Signing off.